88.7 máa gbé bò níbẹ̀ máa gbọ́. Àwọn àgbà Gídígbò ló jẹ́ ká máa ròyìn wọn.
Akojopo 88.7 FM.
There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies these voices, stories and reports that make the difference. This is Akojopo News, 88.7 FM.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio, Akojopo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
Good evening and you're welcome to the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Akojopo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Bowale Akinbode. First, the headlines. Nigeria targets 106 million children for vaccination. Oyo government reaffirms commitment to girls' empowerment across the state. French President Emmanuel Macron reappoints Sébastien Lecornu as Prime Minister. Trump administration begins laying off federal workers amidst shutdown. Super Eagles revive World Cup hopes with 2-1 win over Lesotho. Now the details. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in collaboration with state government and development partners, has intensified efforts to vaccinate 106 million Nigerian children against vaccine-preventable diseases. Speaking during a road walk and health show in Abuja today, the Director of Disease Control and Immunization at the agency, Dr. Garuba Rufai, described the exercise as part of a broad awareness campaign currently taking place across 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory. According to the agency, the nationwide initiative aims to raise awareness for the ongoing integrated measles, rubella, polio and human papillomavirus vaccination campaign will run from October 2025 to February 2026, which reflects the agency's commitment to ensuring that no child is left unprotected while strengthening partnerships between national and state health authorities to achieve improved health outcomes for our children across the country. Mr. Rufai also added that the campaign is being implemented in collaboration with other health programs, including malaria and neglected tropical diseases (NTDs), and further disclosed that similar road walks are being replicated across participating states, supported by state governments, the wives of governors, and local government chairpersons. Every year on 11th of October, the International Day of the Girl Child is celebrated all over the world to raise awareness against the challenges faced by girl child globally. In Nigeria and many other parts of the world, girls continue to experience discrimination, abuse and neglect. This day calls for action from parents, schools, communities and government to protect the girl child, guide her properly and provide an environment where a girl can grow safely and confidently. Akojopo FM News correspondent Adeshewa Catherine reports on the International Day of the Girl Child. Here are the details.
Beyond providing food and shelter, parents must actively understand and connect with their daughters by knowing their friends, struggles, and interests. Many girls, especially those in underserved communities, lack proper emotional and moral guidance during their formative years. Proper guidance from parents and caregivers help them build confidence, understand their worth, and make informed decisions. Neglect remains one of the silent dangers facing the girl child today, as some girls grow up without love, attention, or support, affecting their mental health and future choices. Speaking with Akojopo FM News, Ms. Olajide Mariam highlighted the challenges faced by the girl child, especially in underdeveloped countries.
Underdeveloped countries, are denied the right to education due to poverty, due to insecurity, due to gender inequality, and so on. Another challenge is the fact that in some societies, girls are still treated as less valuable, less capable than boys. And in today's world, a lot of girls face high risk of sexual harassment, sexual violence, domestic abuse, both online and offline.
In another interview, Ms. Kauta discussed how parents and communities can support the dreams of the girl child and make her journey easier.
Oftentimes, when a girl child gets an A, you tell her you're smart. Instead, follow the process. Take her to storytelling events where women are talking about their journey, mentorship programs where she can build her career and, see people of her like, people that she sees that are doing what she wants to do.
After listening to her speech, Ms. Olajide shared a heartfelt message for every girl child, reminding them that they are powerful, capable, and that education must remain their top priority.
Give it all it takes. Make sure you get educated. Kindness is your crown. Make sure you are kind to yourself. And confidence is your strength. Be confident in yourself. I also want to tell you that you are not too young to lead.
After listening to Ms. Kautar, she explained further about how trauma affects a girl child, which isn't a visible wound but an internal voice of doubt.
The trauma isn't always a visible wound. It's the internal voice of doubt. It creates the feeling of having to work twice as hard to be seen and half as good. It is a pressure to shrink your ambition.
Empowering girls improves not only their lives, but the entire society. When educated and given opportunities, girls contribute meaningfully to their communities and to the global economy. Parents, teachers, and leaders must rise to ensure every girl is protected, guided, and empowered to become the strong woman of tomorrow. It is time to listen to girls and invest in proven solutions that will accelerate progress towards a future where every girl can truly fulfill her potential. Adeshawa Catherine, Agidigbo FM News.
The Oyo State government has expressed concern over the low repayment rate of the 2024 Sustainable Action for Economic Recovery (SAFER) loans disbursed to farmers across the state. The chairman of the Agricultural Credit Corporation of Oyo State, ACOS, Sheikh Taufik Akeugbagold, stated this in a meeting with participating financial institutions held at the corporation's boardroom, Ibadan, where he disclosed that the corporation only received 36% of the total loan repayment from the benefiting farmers. Sheikh Akeugbagold urged all beneficiaries to fulfill their loan obligations to ensure the sustainability of the program, noting that the low repayment rate had significantly affected the corporation's ability to disburse funds to subsequent phases of the loan scheme. The corporation chairman appealed to all beneficiaries to honor their loan obligations, emphasizing that the SAFER loan was not a grant but a revolving facility meant to benefit more farmers in Oyo State, also admonishing the financial institutions to intensify efforts in recovering the outstanding loan by engaging guarantors and adopting all necessary measures to ensure compliance with the loan repayment terms. Sheikh Akeugbagold further reaffirmed the corporation's commitment to working hand in hand with all stakeholders to strengthen agricultural financing and promote food security across Oyo State. The Oyo State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Inclusion has reaffirmed its commitment to empowering girls across the state, even as the world marks this year's International Day of the Girl Child with the theme "The Girl I Am, the Change I Lead, Girls on the Front Lines of Crisis." In a statement by the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Inclusion, Honorable Mrs. Toyin Balogun, stated that girls everywhere are facing major challenges, from child marriage and gender-based violence to limited access to education and health care. Honorable Balogun added that despite these obstacles, many girls are already leading change in their communities and deserve to be supported, heard and included in decision-making. The ministry also noted that the Oyo State government continues to partner with girl-led organizations to create a society where girls' voices count in policy-making and development programs, urging parents, communities and stakeholders to stand with girls and invest in their future, because when girls thrive, everyone benefits. Dressing is one of the most visible ways through which culture is expressed. Every society has its unique traditional attire that reflects its history, values and identity. However, in recent times, there has been a gradual neglect of cultural dressing as many people, especially the younger generation, lean towards modern fashion trends. Agidigbo FM News correspondent Taiwo Akinola reports.
Traditional clothing, once worn with pride at festivals, ceremonies and daily life, is now often reserved only for special occasions. In many urban areas, people prefer Western-style suits, jeans and trendy outfits, believing they are more fashionable and socially acceptable than native attires. Young people, in particular, are at the forefront of this change. Instead of embracing cultural fabrics such as ashoke, ankara, adire or agbada, many now adopt foreign design promoted by celebrities and social media. However, the neglect of traditional dressing in favor of modern style is a trend that is gaining attention globally. Speaking with Agidigbo FM News, Ms. Nancy, a fashion designer, emphasized that neglecting cultural heritage is causing many problems in the society and it's making youth unaware of their tradition.
Making our youth, especially, not knowing our traditions, knowing what we are known with in those days.
Limited knowledge and appreciation of cultural heritage can also contribute to the neglect of traditional dressing. In an interview with Agidigbo FM News, Ms. Oluwani Femi, a young business owner, traditional style is better than new trend.
And that actually works, it helps better because you dressing like olden days, they cover up and they do everything. And nowadays, people go out wearing what is not meant to be.
The dominance of modern dressing has reduced the daily visibility of cultural attires and weakened its role in identity formation. Also, in an interview with Agidigbo FM News, Mrs. Durodola said in the olden days, culture gave honor to the people.
The olden days, our cultural way of dressing gave us honor as we dress properly by covering our bodies.
While modernization and global fashion trends are inevitable, cultural dressing should not be abandoned. Encouraging cultural dressing in school, the workplace, and social events can help revive interest in cultural heritage. Taiwo Akinola, Agidigbo FM News.
It is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Agidigbo FM United Kingdom. I am Folashade Familusi. The United States First Lady Melania Trump has said 8 children displaced by the Russia-Ukraine war have been reunited with their families following ongoing talks with Vladimir Putin. The First Lady wrote a letter to Russian President and her husband hand-delivered it during his meeting with Putin in Alaska in August. Speaking to reporters at the White House on Friday, Mrs. Trump said Putin has responded to her letter and they have established an open channel of communication regarding the welfare of the children involved in the war and their families. French President Emmanuel Macron has reappointed Sébastien Lecornu as Prime Minister 4 days after he resigned from the post. Macron's office said in a statement on Friday that he has now been tasked with forming a new cabinet after the announcement on Friday evening. Mr. Lecornu said it was his duty to accept the mission entrusted to him by the president and to respond to the everyday problems of the compatriots. That ends the news from Agidigbo FM United Kingdom. I am Folashade Familusi.
We shall also be moving to our Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat studio at Agidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. President Donald Trump has blamed Democrats for his decision to lay off thousands of workers across the U.S. government as he followed through on his threat to cut the federal workforce during the government shutdown. Job cuts were on the way at the Treasury Departments, the U.S. Health Agency, the Internal Revenue Service, and the Departments of Education, Commerce, and Homeland Security's Cyber Security Division. More than 4,000 federal employees received layoff notices yesterday as part of the Trump's administration's broad effort to reshape the government while it remains shut down, according to a court filing. President Donald Trump vowed to target those deemed to be aligned with the Democratic Party. President Emmanuel Macron has asked Sebastien Lecornu to return as French Prime Minister only 4 days after he stood down from the post, sparking a week of high drama and political turmoil. Macron made the announcement hours after meeting all the main parties together at the LC Palace. Lecornu's return came as a surprise, as he said on national TV only 2 days ago he was not chasing the job and his mission is over. Reappointed Prime Minister Sebastien Lecornu on Saturday urged France's political parties to work together to put an end to the ridiculous spectacle seen in recent days, and he faces a Monday deadline to present a budget. President Emmanuel Macron's decision to reappoint Lecornu has enraged some of his fastest opponents, who argued the only way out of France's worst political crisis in decades is for the president to either call a fresh legislative election or resign. That ends the news from Kule Amzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Sonya.
And now to this exciting world of sport. The Super Eagles moved a step closer to 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification after edging Lesotho 2-1 in Polokwane, South Africa on Friday in a match that could provide decisive for Nigeria's campaign. Trust Ekong gave Nigeria the perfect start in the 55th minute by converting a penalty following a handball in the Lesotho box, sending the home fans into jubilation, while Ako Adams later doubled the advantage with a clinical finish in the 80th minute, seemingly putting Nigeria in control. Super Eagles coach Eric Chell and captain William Trust Ekong have praised the team's resilience after the crucial 2-1 win, while stressing that this win was vital and congratulated its players for their determination. However, Benin Republic scored in their own match, meaning Nigeria remained behind on points and goal difference in Group C. With only one game remaining in the group, the Eagles' fate is not entirely in their hands. Coach Chell further urged Nigerian fans to back the team in large numbers ahead of the final qualifier against the Republic of Benin in Uyo. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Nigeria targets 106 million children for vaccination. Oyo government reaffirms commitment to girls' empowerment across the state. French President Emmanuel Macron reappoints Sebastien Lecornu as Prime Minister. Trump administration begins laying off federal workers amidst shutdown. Super Eagles revive World Cup hopes with 2-1 win over Lesotho. And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Limitations live only in our minds, but if we use our imaginations, our possibilities become limitless. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Bowale Akimbode. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State government has said the over 1.5 million out of school children.
We give you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
The Southwest in Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice.